For Sentinel.com, this is Ira Winderman with your latest Ask Ira Miami Heat mailbag. Our first question today comes from Ken in Hollywood, who asks, how important is it now for Justise Winslow to become a franchise player for the Heat? Ken, there's a lot more than just telling a player, okay, Dwayne Wade is gone, you're next up, you're now our franchise player. I'm not so sure there's such a thing as a 20-year-old franchise player anyway, even if it's Kobe Bryant or LeBron James at that age. Being a franchise player means being able to lead on the court, being able to lead in the box score, and being able to lead in the locker room. Justise really remains an unfinished product, and while Pat Riley says it's important to look past the blemishes, I think you also have to look at Justise as a player who needs to have a bit more of a reliable shot before he reaches franchise player ceiling or something along those lines. This is really where having someone like Dwayne Wade or even Luol Deng around really would have helped, would have allowed Justise to take the next step. Now there's not a lot of proven veterans in the Heat locker room. I think that could, to a degree, somewhat retard his growth toward that level. Our second question comes from Rodney in Sarasota, and he says, Ira, do you think Pat Riley will put more emphasis on keeping the team's future first-round draft picks now that the Heat are an entirely different team and possibly in rebuild mode? Those two Phoenix first-round draft choices lost for Goran Dragic really hurt. Yes, Rodney, they do, but I think you have to move on. I would say this. The Heat realized they want to maximize salary cap space in 2017, and one of the best values in the NBA is having a first-round pick on the rookie scale. Remember, the Heat cannot trade a first-round pick until 2023, although they certainly could select a player at the draft for another team. We'll say this. As long as Pat Riley is president of the Miami Heat, it's who he is. And if he stays for any appreciable amount of time going forward, I think it's safe to say Pat Riley has not traded away his last first-round draft choice. And our last question comes from Paul in Fort Lauderdale. It says, don't you think it's time the NBA looks into allowing teams to dress all 15 players for games? Paul, I totally agree. I don't understand in a league where you're paying these kinds of salaries and you have players available that you tell two of them on game nights they can't play. I would like to see the NBA take it a step further. Have flex players, those who could be sent to the D-League without risk of being lost to another franchise to really develop players. But I agree, if you have 15 players at practice, if you have 15 players to shoot around, why not have 15 players in uniform on game night? Those are today's 3 questions. We'll be back tomorrow with 3 more. For SunSentinel.com, I'm Ira Winderman.